Thank you, Dr. Aizah. Now this week I'm going to cover a bit of this National Philosophy of Education, Falsafah Pendidikan Kebangsaan. For our class next week, yes, we have class next week. Tak ada class synchronous lagi, asynchronous. Sorry. I will cover a bit more on this particular philosophy because honestly, if you're a teacher going out to teach generations and generations of students, you have to have a deep understanding of what education really is. And sebenarnya kalau nak tengok apakah erti sebenar pendidikan, you kena tengok falsafah pendidikan kebangsaan. Alright? So next week. Okay, now I'm going to pass over the session to the three heroes that I'm bringing in today. Aida Tan, Assistant Principal for Tunku Putra Help Kuching. I miss Kuching, by the way. Lama tak balik kampung. Raikel Fiu Tien, PhD. Yeah, Raikel, PhD candidate, Faculty of Education, but I forgot to put in your previous affiliation, your sekolah sebelumnya. Nanti probably you can introduce Raikel. And Rona, lecturer, Riam Institute of Technology, Sarawak, Miri, Sarawak. Okay, so now, okay, before I pass over to our speakers, some ground rules. Now, there are 3 rounds yang kita akan spend time with the speakers. Kita ada one self-introduction session. Number 2, work and lessons learned. So this is where you hear from them. Where they share their experience. Lepas tu ada Q&A. I will track time sebab kita tak banyak masa. Let's try to finish our class by 3:30, 3:30, 3:45 around that time. And then finally round 3, yang ni seksi penting where you hear from our speakers on what are the issues about the education system today. So for everyone, please keep yourself muted at all times. If you have a question, or if you have questions, kita tak akan stop you from asking just one question. Type in your question in the chat box. I will track the questions. And during the Q&A session, if I call your name, tolong unmute. Lepas tu introduce yourself. Tolong bagi tahu you dari mana, section mana, nama, yang tu yang paling penting. Lepas tu tanya your soalan, right? So let's stop sharing. Now, round 1. Let us get our speakers to start introducing about themselves. Who wants to start? Kita ada 3 orang. So,
gentlemen first.
Yeah. Kalau gentlemen first, Raikel start dulu.
Wow, this is very gender.
Hey, you seorang aja buat.
Gentlemen.
Okay. Okay, can I share my screen only 2 slides only?
Tak apa, share. Go ahead.
Share screen.
Boleh tak?
Okay, wait. I'm quite new at Webex, so hold on.
If you have problem, it's okay. You just send me the file, share from outside, and then kita pergi dulu pada yang lain tu. Kat bawah tu sepatutnya ada satu share button. Boleh dah.
Okay, see already?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, hi everyone. It's good to be back at UTM right now. I miss UTM actually. For today, I'm just like explaining myself. Actually, my name is Mr. Raikel Phil Tan Kim Hao. Somebody call me Richard, somebody call me Raikel, any name also can. And I'm actually currently also as an excellent mathematics teacher right now as a Guru Cemerlang. And at school, but currently I'm having my scholarship, doing a study leave for PhD at University of Malaya. Basically, I'm the class of 2010, Bachelor of Science with Education in Chemistry, not mathematics, in chemistry. And I think we all are chemistry here speaker. But because when I posted at school, I was becoming a teacher in mathematics. So from that point, I'm becoming a maths teacher already. Okay, this is my experience. Previously, I'm an excellent teacher, Guru Cemerlang by Minister of Education. Then I posted at SMK Segamal Hadato. So because I'm working as an excellent mathematics teacher, so of course I need to help a lot of people in terms of expertise in mathematics educations. So within that, I need to become a speaker and facilitator, not only teaching in school there. So there are a lot of school I've been invited to become a speaker, example like this one. For the whole year, I like travel here, travel there only. But
Boy.
anyhow, we actually our main job as an excellent, when you become an excellent teacher, this is your job. You become sharing everything about mathematics educations. I think that's all about me. I'm just a government servant. That's all. Okay.
Okay,
I
thank
think
you,
that's
Raikel.
all. How
Soalan
to
cepu
stop
emas.
sharing?
Dah stop. You ada satu
Okay.
button kat bawah. Stop sharing. Okay.
Okay.
Soalan cepu emas. What do you have for lunch just now? Just to inspire the others yang tak sempat makan lunch dalam kelas ni. I assume ada orang lagi yang tak makan lunch.
Yeah, just now, okay, I think is fried chicken together with egg, together with nugget, and together with rice, and together with some veggie, something like that.
Inshira tak makan lagi. Okay.
For me, lunch is
Julie
very
tak makan
important
lagi.
for us.
Yeah, see, remember that. Okay, and then okay now question to Riker before I move on to okay, next up siapa yang nak dulu? Rona atau Aida? Dua-dua tangkat tanda. Okay, Rona first. Okay, Riker, question. Can you share with the class sebab you okay? Kiranya you ni macam dah tersesat sikit lah. Ijazah kimia, tapi last jadi guru matematik. It applies to both section 1 and section 3 kat dalam kelas ni lah. Section 1 is kimia, section 3 is mathematics. So you said you are being given the subject of mathematics to teach. And then can you share with us the journey to become guru cemerlang? And then the other question is, are you still teaching chemistry?
I'm not teaching chemistry already.
Okay. So what lead you to jadi guru cemerlang? How do they pick you as a guru cemerlang? So what are the criteria? Maybe you can share with the future teachers in this room.
I think UTM is very good in preparing a teacher. Wow, promote UTM, promote UTM. I mean, UTM, they not only provide us with one major. I think Aida and also Rona also have a minor in mathematics, science computer, right? So we've been given a minor here. So my major is chemistry, my minor is mathematics. So UTM prepared us very well. So whenever I offer to a school, posted to a school, the letter they mention is major in chemistry, minor in mathematics. So their lack of mathematics teacher. So I'm the minor mathematics posted there, and the lack of teacher, of course, I need to fill it. So within 1 year, first year is very common. I cannot teach mathematics because we still a very chemist teacher. But yeah, when we teach, we need to have a passion in teaching them. From one way to another way, we will become a mathematics teacher, right? We will try a lot way to become a mathematics teacher. We find a way. Somehow we find a way to become a mathematics teacher and we will become excel to it. And to become a guru cemerlang, I think they got a process for that. It's a good process, especially in terms of salary.
Dengar tu.
In terms of salary, because to get a grade 44, you need to have 8 years. But I can skip to become 6 years only to get a 44 salary. It's a very good memories for me, but it's very, how to say, it's very challenging also because people will always ask you, you are a chemistry teacher, why you want to become a mathematics teacher? It's a very common question. I think it's not really a question. When you become a teacher, everything you can teach. I mean, you can enter management, like Aida become a management, and also Rona also we been taught to teach secondary, but we also can teach tertiary, something like that. We all need to be, how to say, we are open market right now. We are considered open market. Yeah, so it's okay whether you enter government or non-government, you teach very well, at least teach with passion. That's most important for you. Some way or somehow, people will recognize your talent. Some way or somehow. No worry about it. Okay. That's all from me. I don't want to take so much time.
Thank you so much, Raikel, for the sharing. So guys, if you have question to Raikel, keep it to yourself first ataupun you boleh share dalam chat supaya I boleh tengok the questions. Now let's bring Rona to the front, and Rona, the virtual floor is yours.
Okay, hi everyone. Right, good afternoon. So yeah, my name is Rona Tan, and I'm from Sarawak. I'm actually from Miri as well. So my background mostly is like what Michael mentioned just now. I'm actually the same batch with Dr. Doria here, right? So we are actually the same classmate. Yeah. So like what Michael said, we have chemistry as major. We also have science computer as a minor, right? So when I finish my degree, I actually proceed with master, which is not in education line. So I go into safety and health and environment. So I study safety, health, and environment for my masters, and that's how I get some how to say some experience with the industries, right? Then when I came back to Malaysia, I joined back in this Institute of Young Technology as a lecturer. So currently, my background currently, I'm actually the head of department for two departments. Actually, they put me under acting head of department for hotel management, diploma in hotel management, and then the head of department for the occupational safety and health. So yeah, that's my background.
Sorry, I keep myself muted. I think we all do that in this session. Okay, now a question to Rona. Probably you can briefly explain what safety and occupation health is for the students. What is it about? What do you do? What is your specialization? Tadi bagi tahu construction kan, so
Yeah. So basically, I'm teaching mostly in construction site kind of safety. So what is safety and health in at workplace is basically I keep people safe at workplace. So basically, it's more like you are designing or developing a management systems, right? And also a monitoring systems for all the employees at workplace to ensure that when they go to work, when they arrive at work in one piece, they also go back in one piece. So we see that as a human rights because everyone have to go to work, right? So everyone should have the right to actually go back from work, go back in same conditions as well, especially in health conditions. Yeah. So that's basically what we do. So what my focus is right now.
to follow up that question kan, sekarang kan COVID-19. So is there anything add-on that you have to do in terms of occupational safety and health that the students should be aware of? Ada benda extra tak in terms of safety and health?
Okay, so if for currently most of the workplace, of course, we have to follow SOP. And of course, nowadays, I mean, in Sarawak, it's also the same. I think 30% operations is allowed only. So those who are work as an administrator or work as those office work, they are actually required to go back home. They have to work from home, right? So that is to lessen the risk lah, also to lessen exposure and contact with one another. And of course, because of current situations, a lot of workplace they actually have to do sanitizing. Some of them they have to do it daily, right? Depends on the nature of work, and then some, and of course you have to always be ready to. The company have to always ready on the providing those sanitizers and so on. So and also you come up like a lot of people actually starting to do their own formula on hand sanitizers as well, like putting up what formulas, oh sorry, the smell, the scents that they like as well. So that is also part of it. And also we do have a new procedures as well because some people are just stubborn. So you have to
Okay.
come up with the procedures and the policy with that as well.
Okay. Now, Rona, final question before I move on to Aida. you are teaching diploma in occupational safety and health kan tadi dah I dengar you're the HOD. So your students their composition dia fresh grads dari SPM ataupun anyone in the society that wants to take the diploma.
It's actually mostly most of the students is from SPM levels, but then we do open to some of them who have working experience before. I do have some of them, but it's a very small percentage. But mostly it's SPM levels.
I come back to that question because I have another question to ask. But terlalu banyak soalan. Not fair to Aida. So Aida, next
No
the floor
worries.
is yours.
I'm enjoying the, having to hear all the sharing. But it's my turn?
Yeah,
Yes.
the floor is yours.
Thank you. Right. Hi everyone. Just like Doria has mentioned, we are from the can't remember the batch. Is it 2010? We graduated in 2010, and unfortunately, you won't be able to find any of my course right now because I think I'm the last second batch. After they started the junior, no. I'm the forever junior because there's no more SPN anymore. So my bachelor of degree is with science, and we are generally taking all the science subject, and also like what Raiko has mentioned, we have also minor in ICT. So I remember for my final year, we were able to choose whether you want to develop CD, is it? And the other one will be web development. So we study C++, programming and everything, and we are able to also teach ICT if we have to. So I think my story here will be a little bit different because instead of ending up being a science teacher, I'm actually a language teacher right now. So when I was in UTM, I know currently some of you maybe have taken elective subject from, I don't know, the faculty's name changed. So it used to be Language Academy. So now
masih
it's
lagi
like
language
more,
academy.
oh,
Still language
masih ya,
academy.
masih ya. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So Academy Bahasa. So I'm a very lucky and fortunate student of Kumara Guru Sensei. He is one of your lecturer, a Japanese language lecturer in UTM. And I actually took Japanese since my semester 1. So first year, semester 1, and then I took elective, I continued. And after that, even though they only offered 2 elective, 2 semester, I continued. So because we have extra classes and everything. So when I graduated from UTM, I actually also set for the highest level of Japanese language proficiency test, which I have to take extra, I have to pay extra, things like that. But I was very lucky, and that's where I was taken in UTM as a Japanese language teacher. So actually, Dory, I'm also an ex-colleague from UTM. I really miss UTM. So I was there
We
for
miss
3
you
years.
too. So
So I was there for 3 years teaching Japanese language, basic Japanese language. I know if some of you are taking Japanese or took Japanese before, Law Sang is the Japanese language teacher right now. So after 3 years, I decided to make a move. I make a decision to come back to Kuching, due to I want to start a family. I want to, plan for my next phase. So I make a decision to move back. Now, many people would have been thinking, oh, so what happened right now? Because I did not opt for posting, right? So and for tertiary level, like public university like UTM, you can't transfer. All right, not like in school. I think Raiko, you can apply for transfer, or you can apply for posting here and there. So I cannot do that. So I have to make a decision. I completed the semester in UTM, but I was very lucky because my current school, Tunku Putra School, that was the name before, was looking for a language teacher. So I was like, okay, I can try this because I love languages. Okay, and then I had Japanese language as my background. but also I studied Chinese language until Form 6. So they were looking for a Mandarin teacher. So that's how I actually got the job, because of my teaching experience in Japanese language. Because for Tunku Putra School is a private school, very special. It's a private school, but usually private school is international school. But under one roof, we have kindergarten, we have national school, meaning the students are studying PMR, UPSR, PMR, and SPM, and we have international school. So under one roof, there's 5 sections. There's kindergarten, national primary, national secondary, international primary, international secondary. So that's how I started my career in as a language teacher in 2013. So this is now my 9th year with the school. And I think 3 or 4 years ago, they started to look into, expanding the structure of the school. So we are now having academic leader and also pastoral leader. So everyone has a different passion about things of different area. So I was a homeroom teacher or a class teacher for many years, and usually you take up the classes, right? So I was with a class for 5 years, 6 years, and then you go back to year 7. I was a secondary homeroom teacher. So that's where when they advertised the role as a head of pastoral for Key Stage 3 and Key Stage 4, this is actually your Form 1 to Form 3, and then your Form 4, Form 5, but in international terms, they use Key Stage. So that's where I took out the role as a pastoral leader while still teaching. Now, I found it very interesting because Raiko mentioned that, as an educator, as a teacher, you always have to be open to teaching, right? You may be trained as a secondary teacher, but you can become a lecturer because you can, expand yourself, upgrade yourself. For my part, because I'm a secondary teacher, and then I was trained as a secondary teacher, but I was a Mandarin teacher teaching international school. My main students are international students. So they were also looking for a primary Mandarin teacher. I was like, primary? Are you kidding? I don't know how. I love children. Don't get me wrong. I love children, but I don't know how to teach. So you can imagine my first lesson with IP3, meaning primary 2, is not a disaster. Not a disaster. They love me. Okay, they keep touching my hair, and everything. But I realized that children are children, okay? They're not like secondary students where, just like you, Dr. Dora give you a set of instruction, you listen and you implement, okay? This group of 8 years old, they don't listen. So I feel so, like I don't think I'm a good teacher, but eventually I found ways to slowly improve. So I work on my classroom management with primary students, all right? I work on reward system to help them engage. So it's that experience which bring me, to now how my role is as a whole school. So after 2 years in the role, my school is now actually, if you look at the background, we moved campus. So we moved campus and we changed our school name because we changed the company. So we are now under Help Education Service. So the new name for the school is Tunku Putra Help. So we are one of the 3 sister schools. I think in JB, you also have a help school, Crescendon Help. KL is the main school campus, the main sister school, and we are the 3rd school under Help. So we are Tunku Putra Help. And since the move, I was promoted to be the assistant principal, taking care of pastoral, because that's actually the area that I was most interested in, and with the experience from the old campus, and I'm now overseeing the whole school pastoral area. Maybe you were asking what is pastoral. Later, if we have time, I can explain more. But I think definitely looking back, on all the days and all the years of things that you just never imagine. How come a student from UTM or maybe a small town in Kuching, like Kuching, go to UTM, you are trained to be a science teacher, ended up with a Japanese language teacher, and then suddenly you switch to Mandarin, and then now you are in a international school looking care about overseeing pastoral area. So what is that? But to me, every experience count. That's what makes you special. So I'm currently still with the school, and I'm actually feeling very happy and very thankful to still be in this area. Yeah, I think that's all from me. Sorry, Doria, if I took
It's
a bit.
okay. Tak apa. Main thing is that I want the children in this class. Sorry guys, calling you children. I want you guys to understand that this is where you stand. Sebab kalau you ada education degree, it doesn't mean that you kena mengajar kat sekolah menengah saja. You can go up macam Rona, teaching at the college level, no, institute level. Ini college status kan? College or uni college?
College status.
Yeah, college status. So you can go down, like what Aida has been doing, teaching primary school. I think if I can highlight one point, I'm still waiting for question from the floor. Macam tak ada soalan je. From Dr. Hadijah, Kumaran Sensei is retiring soon. So that's the FYI to Aida. So
Yeah,
what
I've been in touch. Yeah.
What I take away from this particular session is that the main thing if you're trained as a teacher is actually the pedagogical aspect. You boleh mengajar, you boleh tahu, you ada kemahiran untuk mengajar student. Yes, Aida.
Doria, can I add on to that?
Yeah,
Actually,
sure.
I because of my new role and also in the position of Mandarin teacher, I was involved in some of the interviewing process, to take in teachers, because we are international school and sometimes the turnover is quite high, all right? But I'm just talking about getting a teacher. Now, to all the students here, all right, or the children, or juniors, okay, sorry, juniors, okay, here, you must know how fortunate you are actually to get into an education course, because the possibility is so much. You can be a teacher. Now, if you don't want to be a teacher, you can be someone, you can venture to others. But if you one day you decide to come back as a teacher, you want to apply for a job, a teacher, the first thing they look is your background, meaning your degree. So with a degree from education, you are not questioned, all right? Of course, you need skills, you need to, gain experience. That's one thing. But in this course, the courses that UTM has actually offered for education students, I find it so, how to say, I find it so blessed to actually be graduated with an education course, education degree. And that's what the company are looking. Now, if you don't have that, of course, we can offer training, we can this and that, but it's very different. You have time when you are a ready product, you are a trained teacher, because you are a professional, okay? You are trained by the professional and you are a trained teacher. What the company look at it is, okay, I take you in and I will invest on you, all right, to make you skillful, to upgrade your professional development and things like that. But you are not actually being questioned about your how to say, you already have the skill, you just have to practice it. So I feel that is actually a very, very, how do you call that, like you already got that, other than compared to other people. You have so many candidates.
The
Yeah,
advantage.
you have some,
yeah.
People are looking for jobs, right? People want to change their career and everything. But I can say that everyone wants to teach, but not everyone can teach. So if you have the training background, you have the certificate, or now that you are in, I don't know, first year, second year, are they all
First year?
second year?
These are first years.
Go just learn whatever you can from your lecturers, from your practical later. You will the skills that you learn, the experience that you get there's so much possibility, so definitely something I want to highlight on the degree as a educator. Yeah, okay, sorry.
It's okay. Because you highlighted one really nice point. Everyone wants to teach, but not everyone can teach. So now to come back, sebenarnya kursus-kursus yang you guys ambil, walaupun dari tahun 1, it's still very important. Hint, falsafah also important for you to be brought up. I mean, in terms of the knowledge, how do you start thinking about how to teach, what to teach, who are your students, what do you have to do with them, and so on and so forth. So okay, macam kat chat box tak ada question. So I'm going to give the next 5 minutes to everyone. If you have a question, unmute yourself and then ask the question to our speakers here. It can be for one speaker ataupun it can be to all the speakers, right? So 5 minutes, the time is yours.
Doria.
Yes.
I just want to mention, I remember already who is my lecturer. It's Dr. Hadijah.
Oh my God.
Because I
Dr.
confused between Dr. Rahim and Dr. Hadijah. It's actually Dr. Hadijah. I
Yeah.
remember already.
So yeah, so Dr. Hadijah is meeting former students here
Yeah,
in
I
this
remember already.
particular class. So
Because
anyone?
I always thought that Dr. Rahim.
Dr. Rahim. I didn't get to teach him, but he wrote a book on philosophy actually. I don't know if kita dulu macam pernah gunakan buku dia. So anyone?
They
Don't
can
be
also
shy.
type the question in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah. So don't be shy. Kita pun dia tengah warm up lagi. So okay. Kalau tak ada
No one
question,
asked me what is my what.
Yeah. We ask ourselves lah. Okay. So Rona
But it's
and
good to
Rachel.
know. Sorry,
Yeah.
it's good to know actually because I don't know. Like I know that private institution they have the stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, right? Not mistaken.
Key stage.
Key stage. I'm sorry, key stage.
Yep.
For us,
Key
like we
stage
have
and then
standard
private.
1, standard 2, like
Yes.
that. But you all have key stage. It's quite good like to know everything.
But you know what, Raiko? This is where I confuse when I do my interview. They tell me, okay, you come for the interview and you're going to teach key stage 4. Okay, key stage 4. I pull out what is key stage 4 because we graduated with from National University. I've never come across all these terms for international education. So apa lah itu key stage 4 key stage 3, key stage 4. I somehow find out lah. Key stage 4 is like our form 4, form 5, but their age is a bit younger. So in primary we call them milepost. We have milepost 1 and 2, which is we call them IP2 lah. IP2 is your standard one, your primary one. So IP2, why is it IP2? Because international education, primary only 5 years. Our national is 6 years. So we cannot put IP1. So our IP1 is our Kindi 3. But for national, because you start with national primary 1, MP1, so you need 3 years in kindergarten, correct? 3 years in kindergarten and 6 years in primary. Then you pergi TK1, TK2, TK3 and so 5 years. But for international primary or international student, you have 5 years. 5 years in primary and then 5 years in secondary, and we call them year 7. So year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, year 6, and then year 7, year 8, year 9, year 10, and year 11. And in my new school we have A level. So A level is like our form 6 lah kan. So but we don't call them form 6, we call them year 12 and 13. So these are terms where if you have not being exposed to, you will find that what do you mean by that, and you need to. So I actually had a culture shock when I started work, because I really didn't aspect. I've never been in an international school. I've always been a national school. I've been in SJKC for my primary education, and then SMK, and then from 6. So it's very interesting. So now anyone who wants to venture into international school, who knows, next time you want to open up an international school, you can ask me now. Ask this question.
Yeah, it's good to have a
I-
three perspective. I mean, like you can ask about government teacher to me. You can
Yep.
ask about international school to Aida,
Yep.
and also to Rona if you want to ask about college. So
Yeah.
you can ask
You
us on
yeah,
me.
you can even
Okay.
ask what is, and because my school also have national teachers. So what is it to be working as a national teacher but in a private school? It's different. It's not a government school. You see? So it's different. I was waiting for this question. Nashmi has asked a question.
Yeah.
Is it Muhammad
Can
Nashmi?
but before Najmi, there's another question in front. Xingyuan, are you there? Can you unmute and ask your question? I think it's better for you to ask in person.
Okay. Hi. I'm here to ask Dr. Ricky. What if I'm chemistry education, but I didn't have any minor, like then I think didn't provide any. And then what if we don't have a minor in maths? Will employer consider us to teach maths even though there are lack of maths teacher, even though I'm not in minor in maths?
Yeah.
So-
Okay. Should I answer that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we are science teacher actually. We are science before we take chemistry in tertiary. I think most of us must take mathematics, physics, chemistry during our A level, Form 6 or matriculation, right? You have a previous background about that, and you have to teach the same level, but you have been taught previously. Example, you have been taught Form 6 or Form 5 chemistry, mathematics. Then after that, they will like when you posted to a school, they're actually more looking forward to see your SPM result. If you can teach English or not. If your English is that is like D, E, of course they were not going to ask you to teach English. But if you English like can get like B or A, they will try to ask you to teach English. Like me, I also teach English at the same time. Because teaching English last time got allowed. Wow. Last time lah. Last time I can get 10% of my allowance for the English. So don't worry because I don't know in private school or in a college. For government school, we will try to give you LDP, how to say in English, in course training, something like that.
Latihan dalam perkhidmatan. Is it?
Yeah, in English, what we call already, in like workshop for you. Every time you follow the workshop, they will give you 1 week, 2 week, 3 week to train. Last time to teach English, I need to follow around 1 month of course to teach English. So after 1 month, then because of the salary allowance, then after that,
Needs to
honestly,
highlight
because of the allowance,
The salary.
the allowance. But after that, after like 1 year, 2 year, you have to like be strict to your management already. You tell your management, because I'm majoring in chemistry or minoring in mathematics, I really need to teach my course. 1 year you can help the school, 2 year you also can help the school. But within the 3rd year, if you not venture to any management post or venture to any career, I think you can ask for the request for the school to help you, like at least ask a favor so that you can teach the course that you want.
I think here,
For me,
I
if
think
I
here,
want,
yeah.
I can.
Sorry, Raiko. I just wanted
Okay,
to
okay.
add, I think your point is about communication, you know, but at the same time be open to I would say it's a challenges because people might feel very intimidated, you know, to teach something that is not your specialty.
Yeah. That's happened at school.
Yeah, but you need to I also have seniors or coursemate who we are trained as science teacher, But to be honest, because your SPM certificate, you have Chinese language because it's there's a lack of Chinese teacher. Then they ask you, oh, your Chinese language is B, which is very good. Okay, very good because Chinese language is very hard. So can you teach Chinese language? Now, the first thought you will be like, alamak, this time die lah, things like that. But if you like just like me, my own experience, they asked me to teach primary. I was really it's still teaching Mandarin, thank God. But to teach primary, a different group that I was not trained for, I also feel a bit like taken back. But because I open up and move forward, I have challenges. I asked the primary teacher to help me, discuss and everything, communicate with the school, and said, I really hope that, next year, maybe if you look into the timetable, maybe you can consider, or can you start looking for people to hire, hire primary teacher. I think that is how it comes to this, but the experience stayed with me. The experience of teaching primary stayed with me. That is something that I earn, I earn
experience
from that
Mhm.
from Yes, because now when people ask you, so how, so people can come, you will become a senior, you will become a leader. Then people come and say, no, cannot lah. But you did it, so you can stand up and say, no, I went through before. I'm not going to ask you to do something I have not done, right? So that becomes your asset, your ability to actually convince to be a little bit more open, to be a little bit more, because the experience is yours. It's not going to go to the students or others. It's going to come to you. Then you definitely find it a little bit more beneficial. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can understand lah. Yeah.
I can understand as well, because just to add on a bit, even like in private institute also, you face such challenges. Like me myself, I'm in my background, like currently I'm teaching health and safety, but I also have to teach about management parts. Like even now also I'm holding the positions as acting HOD for hotel management, diploma in hotel management. Imagine that it's totally different world. Right, it's totally different world about hospitality. So how did I get into that? It's just because I was very close to that department, and we worked together with a few events, and at that timing, I mean, the HOD actually resigned. So they were thinking like, oh, the person who actually very close, or very, I mean, like really relate to that department is Rona. So that's how they got me as the acting as well. So I was like, okay. But yes, at first you felt like, oh, what is this? This is not my, I mean, we are close, but then that's not my field, right? But then at the same times, when you step in, you push yourself, and then just learn. It's a learning curve actually. It's not just when you're students you learn, but when you're actually at the job, you learn more as well. Yes.
Yeah, true. I think I'm the one tersesat, but I think Aida and Rana more tersesat than me.
Kita semua ni sesat sebenarnya. If you notice, all of us taking like a degree in education, but
The
then
sesat group.
suddenly doing some other things.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to get Najmi to ask the final question before we move on to the next round. Najmi, where are you? Are you around?
Yes,
Najmi.
Doctor. Yes, hello.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay.
Ya, suara tu mungkin besar sikit, tak kena besar sikit.
Wait.
Najmi? Hello, Najmi?
Hello, Doktor boleh dengar?
Boleh, yes.
Jelas?
Jelas, yes.
Okay.
Okay, your question is?
Oh, sorry. So macam tadi Mrs. Aida. Aida ke Ida? Aida.
Aida.
Okay. Tadi ada cakap pasal Japanese language. So
Bahasa Jepun.
yes. Boleh tak nak
You
demo
watch-
sikit?
Oh, boleh. You ada watch anime tak? Siapa sini watch
Yes.
anime? Yes, you like, or you all like anime. So did you? I don't know how many of you is elective Japanese as an elective still available in UTM? I think so, right? It's
I think so.
compulsory
I think
for
so.
TESOL student. Do you
Mm.
still have TESOL student?
Yes. The testers are still around. Mm.
Yeah. So okay. So Nashmi wants to hear how a science Mandarin teacher speaks Japanese. So I will just do a very basic self introduction. My speaking wise, I think with Japanese I can understand. I can do basic conversation. I can read, but I think it's a bit rusty because in Kuching you don't get as much Japanese as you get in Johor because it's very close to Singapore and everything. But I will try. Okay. Hi. はい、皆さん、こんにちは。私はアイダと申します。私はプッチンから来ました。私は UTM の大学生でした。I was. あ、皆さん、よろしくお願いします。はい、that's all.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay. See the kind of reaction that come out from them. Okay, meaning to say they are still listening. They are not sleeping, which is good.
あ、よ
Because
かったね。よ
afternoon
かっ
class
た。
kan. So thank you so much, Aida. Thank you, Najmi. There's more responses kat chat box. I think Aida, you can go and have a look at it. So we can move to the next round. The next round, I think I want to focus on Jae. What is the question here? Okay, a day in your life. What do you do? What are the lessons that you learn? For Raikel, probably dia kena review dua benda kot. You as a teacher and you as a student now. So let's start with Rona. The floor is Rona, Aida, then Raikel. So Raikel, you're the last
The last.
person. So Rona, the floor is yours.
Okay, so this is about my daily routine, right?
Yeah, betul.
Okay, so daily routine basically go to work. When we report in, the first thing is I will check email though because yeah, because currently we have to check whether there is any, because I'm in like managerial role as well, so I have to check whether there is any request from the management. That's the first thing. So then after that, I still teach, I still go to class, right? So then you will start to do planning on student activities. So because currently higher education they emphasize on OBE, outcome based learning. So we have to plan certain activities that actually fit into our syllabus or for students to enhance their learnings as well. So that's why we do a lot of students activities. I even when I take even when I do my safety department, I also encourage engagements of company that actually have a close connections with us, so that we can actually have our students to expose to the real work conditions or real workplace, right? So by that, I think they can actually see the actual pictures, because my course is like safety is like management plus technical, and then some more that technical part, you can't, how to say, they don't learn engineering, but they have to know technical part as well, and as well as how to manage the technical part. So how I deal it, or how we do it in our institute, is we actually invite a lot of speakers. We bring them to a lot of what call that, education visits, right? So yeah, that's about it. That's all the planning. Then after that, we have to review the syllabus, review the review the lesson plans, right? Review the lessons, like how's the outcome, even for students as well. What is the outcome? What is the, how do they feel in terms of that learning? And currently, it's really challenging because we can't go out. So right now it's more on like what we're doing now. So virtually just attend trainings, get more professionals, actually talk about their real workplace styles and so on. And also yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah.
Now, very interesting word that I picked up from your conversation tadi, which also a headache for me because of so many things that you need to do, is OBE, outcome-based education.
Yes.
So can you share with the class what is OBE? I don't want to go into the detail of it.
Well, that's a
In
very
a short,
big
yeah,
topic.
yeah. So in a very short
Yeah.
item, what is OBE?
All right. So basically, OBE is you will look into your learning outcomes, all right, and then you plan and activities based on your learning outcome. So instead of students just learn in the classrooms, instead of just theoretical what they experience in classrooms, you plan some things that actually can help in construct their minds into the concepts or the ideas of that. So it's more on their experience in learning, right? So it's OBE is basically on how do they what is their experience in their learning, and from that learning they actually can construct some concept in their mind of how the real concept is in terms of that theory or in terms of that principles. Yeah.
Thank you, Rona. You also talk about curriculum review, kan? Syllabus review, right? It's also very a big process, a big topic to talk also. Because Malaysia, for everyone information, our system, higher education system is follows the OBE or outcome-based learning approach. So just to remind everyone, I'm sharing my my screen. You see this every week in my class for my students. So permulaan table ni selalunya I akan bagi tahu by the end of the week. Sorry, students should be able to. This is a characteristics of outcome-based education. Kita sebagai cikgu, kita kena bagi tahu student apakah yang mereka akan belajar and apakah yang akan mereka dapat by the end of the class. So think about this when you start to go for your latihan mengajar. Setiap kelas tu mesti ada objektif. Apa yang you nak student you belajar. So this is actually translation, a very clear example of what is outcome-based education. And then kita orang akan bagi tahu you apa yang you kena buat. Contohnya for kelas ni, kita kena datang dengar study speaker, and then afterwards, what do you have to do as student? And then how do I assess you? So that's why kadang-kadang in learning plan, you akan nampak contoh-contoh macam ni, marking. We will tell you, contohnya, if kita nak buat marking tu, how do we give you marks? So again, kids, when you go for latihan mengajar, this is another thing that you need to take note of. Setiap markah yang you bagi tu sebenarnya dia menggambarkan sesuatu kemahiran. So kalau you bagi satu markah tu ertinya apa? Kalau 5 markah tu apa ertinya? So that is outcome-based education, ya. So kalau ada lecturer UTM tanya apa pernah dengar outcome-based education, now you can tell them, yes, I know, I have heard of outcome-based education. So thank you, Rona, for that. Let's move on next to Raikel. Raikel, the floor is yours. Yeah, Rona dah habis.
No, Aida first.
Wait, sorry.
No, Aida first.
Aida,
Okay,
sorry.
it's okay.
Sorry, Aida first. Aida, go ahead.
Okay.
The floor is yours.
All right,
Sorry,
sorry,
sorry.
Rachel. My turn.
Yeah.
It's really gender, you know, this you all.
Tak ada. We are equal gender people.
No, equal
so,
gender right now.
Yeah, so Aida.
Okay, Aida is.
Virtual floor is yours.
Right. Oh, thank you very much. So I'll start with a normal school day. I'll start with a normal school day first. So we start because of COVID. We have to start a little bit earlier. So teachers have to be in school about 7 o'clock because that's where we open the gate and get the students come in. And with the new SOP, the student goes in straight to the classroom because you cannot get that, right? So my day will start with my duty. We have duties in school. So I will be, I'm attached to, a bit like attached to the kindergarten because you have so many teachers and leaders at the front foyer, just being on duty just to assist. So I'm actually more to the kindy part, so to look around. because of my role, so my role is pastoral care. So the school, we have a school clinic in our school. So the school, we have one school nurse. So the school nurse is under me. So what the school nurse do is we will screen the I'm talking about kindergarten children, right? So we will scan for hand, foot, mouth diseases. So they will come in, we will check their hands, check their mouth, and then we have to practice hand washing, and then they will go in a very systematic way how they walk with some little arrows and to the classroom. So I'll hang around the kindergarten for about probably half an hour before. So around 8 o'clock, then I'll go to like Rona. We have to check our emails. If it is compulsory to check the emails, just to go through anything that you need to follow up. I still teach, so my average teaching is about 2 hours per day. So sometimes I'll do some preparation for lesson. But my role as a pastoral leader, you cannot plan for things that will come that day. So I'm not sure how many of you know what is pastoral. Maybe you can put in the chat. What do you think is pastoral care? There are a few keywords there. But generally, people may think that pastoral care links to discipline, macam PKM kan. But actually, it's actually more than that. So my area covers the school nurse. Learning support is also under me. What is learning support? Okay. School counselor also under me. All right, I think that is a more familiar term, school counseling, okay, school counselors under me. I'm also doing the house. I don't know what you know about house. House is like your rumah kan, your color, your yellow house, blue house, red house. So we also have a house system in our school, okay, and ECA is also under me. So you see that I'm wearing a lot of different hats, okay? But generally, I would say that my job is the fun bit, okay? Because in a school you have, what is the ultimate aim for the school? Why do students come to school? Why do you have teacher? Why? Anyone wants to share why? Why do you come to why
ask them
do
to
we
tanya
have
soalan
school?
pun dia tak tanya, respon pun tak
Jangan
ada. This is
malu-malu
disappointed.
lah.
Ah.
It's like now lah, virtual teaching when you keep asking question and you short sendiri and then no one is
Responding kan.
like giving you some response, So anyway, I'll just cut it short. So I would say is academic excellence. Okay, academic is the main keyword here. Academic. You want them to come and receive education. Okay, but to achieve the academic excellence, you have a lot of things along the way that you need to help. First, you provide knowledge. So that's what the teachers are doing. Okay, we impart knowledge and everything. But we are teaching life, living human being. We are teaching humans, right? So as a human, you have emotions, you have good days, you have bad days, right? You have things that is going on. You are teaching. So Michael, you're teaching like secondary to tertiary. So they are teenagers, okay? So and then Rona, you're teaching college students, they are young adults, okay, preparing them for working life, okay. And in my school, you have kindergarteners, you have primary children, you have preteen, you have, I don't know, so many terms, and then teenagers, and then you have young adults because we have A levels. So all of them at different stage, they have different needs, okay. Yes, they come for school to receive education, but as a teacher, as a school, as an educator, you need to provide them the support. So sometimes they may need, you may find that some students have different learning styles. Okay, they can't sit still when they learn. Some of you maybe behind the screen, you are fidgeting. Okay, you have a Rubik's Cube maybe. All right, maybe you are not sitting on a chair because you cannot sit on a chair. You want to sit on a soft pillow or things like that. So you have different needs in terms of getting, but you are still getting the education that you need. So my role is to actually support the student, okay, ultimately to reach their full potential, because everyone has the potential to achieve excellence. So and we are talking about students here. We are talking about young people, okay? You make mistakes, correct? Sometimes you get a little bit too bored during the lesson, so you start to play a trick on your friends and it goes a little bit over, okay? Probably you were having a bad day, maybe from home, you know, your little sister broke your favorite, I don't know, your favorite I don't know, what do you play now, or maybe your handphone, some problem. So you ended up got in a fight with the teacher, you know, something like that. So the teacher is there to support you in terms of your academic, but you also have specialist teacher who listen to you. So this is where I come in. Okay, I work very closely with the key stage coordinator, macam ketua lah, ketua of the year group, and then we find out what's the problem. Student didn't come to school, also my problem. I need to find out why lah, you didn't come to school, why, you know, what happened. So it's not about, I think, in the world of right now, you know, you need to see the individual as a different, as an individual, you know. Everyone has a different need. So that's where my role come in. I deal with this on a daily basis, things that I need to follow up. Have we did this assessment for this child? Does he has a learning need? Oh, he doesn't have a learning need. Okay, let's try to let him talk to the counselor. Does he has an emotional needs? Okay, let me communicate with the parents. Let's see, is there anything that is going on at home? Maybe, you know, maybe the parents are always not at home, so the child doesn't know this is right, this is wrong. Okay, but as a school, you have to work with the parent. You have to work. Lagi lah now COVID-19, they do online learning from home. Okay, this is even a bigger task now that you need to support, because parents are not teacher. This one come back to just now what I said. Not everyone can teach, especially when you're teaching your own kids. Okay, so you need, as a school, you need to actually provide that support. You also have to listen. Parents, working in a private school, you have lots of challenge, which later maybe Dora will link to that. But you know, as an educator, you need to know why you are here. You need to know why you are here. So my role in school, definitely on support. Sometimes I also need to support the staff, meaning the teachers, even though my main audience are students. But sometimes you know, we are all human. We maybe had a very busy day, and one child just trigger you. You have planned the lesson so perfectly, and then you know the laptop didn't work, and then this child keep giving you problem, so something break down. So that's where sometimes I need to take the student away. All right, I deal with the student, and then you know, sometimes you also need to be that communicator with the parent, with the student. So my job has a lot to do with with uh, identifying a problem, okay, find the solution, okay, work with different party, and then provide the solution. Why? Because in the end, I want the child to come to school, all right, to feel happy to come to school, to feel safe to come to school. That's also one of my very big role. Like Rona, you know, is the right of every child to be safe, okay. And then from there, when the needs are being fulfilled or being taken care of, they can then focus on their academic, okay, continue to gain knowledge, and after that achieve success. So generally, that's what I'm doing.
Generally, in Mandarin, is 包干了。
包海. Yeah, 包山包海.
You remind
Yep.
me of this fella. This is an octopus. Eight legs altogether. Everything has to cover. But I like what you mentioned just now about the individual, because this will lead on to our next section very
Yep.
nicely.
Yep.
We don't go in yet,
Yep.
Raikel? Yeah, kita simpan dulu that section. Raikel?
Okay, thank you so much. It's very interesting sharing from both of them. Well, for me, from my aspect, I will talk about government teacher. In government teacher, we have different rank of teacher actually. We have junior teacher, senior teacher, admin teacher. I mean, more of them are becoming administration teacher. And for us, we are called as excellent teacher. We are expert in our own field, especially in terms of teaching and learning. When you enter one school, you will divide it to two parts. Whether you want to enter management when you go up lah, whether you enter management, or you want to enter more toward become an excellent teacher, you become expert in your own content. When you become an excellent teacher, example, you are mathematics excellent teacher, management level cannot touch you, mean that you cannot become a principal, you cannot become a senior assistant, something like that. You cannot move to the management part. They're not going to touch you for management, and you will focus in teaching and learning. For example, you are excellent teacher for mathematics. You are focusing your teaching and learning in mathematics. When you're appointed as an excellent teacher, you are not only contribute to your own school, you will be ready to be called to other state, to other city, to other district, to other school to give a talk. Because when you become this excellent teacher, you have the you have the experience of the textbook writing, write some textbook, you are one of the panel for the exam, you are one of the panel for producing a question, higher order thinking question, mathematics, because everything they do when you want to pass an assessment in the SPM or everything, you have your own team of excellent teachers to check whether the question valid or not. We are more toward the content part, mean that about management, I think we all like handle everything to Aida lah, because Aida, whoever didn't come to the school, talk to Aida, don't talk to us. Talk to Aida. The student got discipline, talk to Aida also, don't talk to us. But if the student cannot answer the question, maybe you need to talk to us. Some teacher will make us become, we the one who become checking how the teacher teach actually. We will guide the teacher how to teach. Okay. For other part, like example, the teacher want to do an innovation in mathematics. We will come and check whether the innovation is good or not. We will try to give our opinion. We consider an expert content in mathematics teacher. For me, for those who want to become a teacher in government teacher, if you don't want to become a principal, you want to be safe from any principal, and you don't want to become a management part, unless you really want to become a management part, it's okay for you lah. But if you don't want to become one, you want to be expert in your own content, example, some of your mathematics, chemistry, or something like that, and you don't want anybody to touch about that, mean that when you become an expert mathematics teacher, this is what happened in government teacher. When you become a teacher in one school, when you want to move to another school, you don't expect to teach the same subject previously you ever have taught before. Example, you have teach mathematics at SMKA. Then you got then you get married or something like that. You want to move to SMKB. When you go to SMKB, they will ask you to teach music, something like that lah. Physical education, you have to accept it. So if one way how you to deal with this, you become an excellent teacher. When you become a mathematics excellent teacher, you'll be recognized the whole Malaysia. So whenever you move to another part of the city, district, or something like that, you're more expert in your own teaching. Besides, when you become an expert teacher, when you become an expert teacher, a lot of things happen to you. Example, you become panel for innovation. You can contribute in a meeting regarding if they want to do a question, a standardized question, exam question, they will ask you to become one of the panel to check whether the mathematics content is good enough or not, whether it's follow the JSU, whether it's under curriculum content or not. We have our own team of excellent teacher. We are something like, out of like 100% of teacher, excellent teacher cover around 10 to 15%. So come and join us if you want to become an excellent teacher.
Dah recruitment terus.
promotion for you. It's really hard actually. When you become an excellent teacher, you have to be good in documentation. But I think become a teacher, you need to become good in documentation also, not only teaching. You have to have report in everything. And at the same time, teacher is really hardworking. It's very common to see teacher to stay up, Actually, we need to check in, check out, like check in, check out. The common is we have to check out. If we enter the school 7 a.m., 1 p.m. we're going to check out already, right? But it's very common to see some of the teachers still stay up until 5 p.m., 4 p.m. It's very common. So especially if you're a first year teacher, when you become a first year teacher, no worries. Learn everything. You don't know how to teach language, learn it. You don't know how to do it, learn it. It's okay to say what they say in the movie. It's okay not to be okay. Means that it's okay if you're not okay about the subject, but you have to learn it.
Correct.
Everything can be learned. For sure, everything can be learned. Then you cannot find your passion within 1 year. After 2 years, after 3 years, then I will see, I think I'm more toward a leadership. I think I'm more toward counseling. You can like slowly follow the path for you. Because as Doria, as Dr. Doria and also Ida said
It's just Doria lah. I think we same batch mah.
yeah, sorry, I need to be formal right now.
Tak payah.
As I mentioned, we at school, it's not about education only. We are humanize the students. We actually like preparing the student for the future. That's our role right now. Sometimes the student not only search for us, teacher, I cannot answer this, teacher, I cannot answer that. Because sometimes they are emotional unstable. Example, like especially teenager, they have broken family, everything like that. You cannot consider all students the same.
Yeah.
Just remember that
No.
every student is unique in their own way. So don't ever think negative to it of if the student cannot follow you and always gaga. I always thought that this student always gaga. Then when I like investigate the background of the student have a quite broken family, the family like divorce, something like that. So don't judge a student based on result only. Try to understand them. If they cannot like study science or mathematics, something like that, try to help them. Okay? Even try a lot lah. Try to. It's a teaching, right? It's not about salary only. It's about teaching. If you really have a passion in teaching,
Tadi bagi tahu allowance.
yeah, allowance is of course one of motivation lah. But it's more than that. Teaching is more than that. All of the student is first year student, right? It's okay. Do we think about that? Maybe some of you like enter education, you think you confirm dapat kerja punya. No. You have to remember that we always open market. Try to understand, because doesn't mean that you are previously you have followed kindergarten students education system, mean that you can teach kindergarten student already, kids already, right? You have to think about that. We've been trained. We have to be professional in our own way. And after that, after become an excellent teacher, I take the opportunity. I think I want to rest for a while, so I'm having my study leave right now, of full scholarship. This I promote also lah in government
Kena bagi tahu nama scholarship tu. What is the name of the
I'm not having my SHPP. In this scholarship, I'm having my full salary with full scholarship, with full allowance.
Have to highlight the full.
Highlight full salary, full scholarship, and full allowance to taking a PhD right now. Like my PhD, I have master actually. My master is educational management. Then after that, I take my PhD in mathematics education. Actually, I'm studying my PhD about Japanese teaching style also. So, so it's very common. I'm taking my studying about Neriagi. Japan language. Neriagi Banso. So I'm teaching about mathematics education in Japanese teaching style. So I think
I'm gonna read your
becoming
paper.
a student. Yeah. Now I'm becoming a student right now. So means that we plan, actually after we graduate, we plan to become a teacher, but we never know what happened in future. one way or around, sometimes come back to become a student anywhere anyhow, right? Tiba-tiba, maybe after this become become a hotel management lecturer like Rona also, right? We never
Betul.
know. But you just follow the flow only. Don't worry, it's okay. What we survive. The up and down, we always survive one. Don't forget about that.
Yes.
That's all from me.
Okay, thank you,
Thank you.
Raquel. Follow-up question, because study you mentioned something about innovation. So we have students from mathematics in this team. What do you mean by innovation in mathematics? Probably mungkin banyak cerita lah, kena satu lagi webex session. But in short, how do you talk about how does innovation look like in mathematics?
Innovation is, I think I need to talk about this in the issue of education.
Oh,
Let's
nak
talk
simpan
about it, about issue of educations.
Okay.
Later for the last part.
Okay, boleh.
Okay.
So I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. Sorry about that. So now round 2 finish. So anyone with any question, I am checking the chat box. Masih tak ada lagi. So if you have questions, unmute yourself. Ask the panelists here. Again, this is your golden opportunity to ask questions to clarify. What I like is that there is no such thing as a silly question. I'm not going to use the word stupid. There is always a question. It will always be that we have to find the answer to je. So any question from the 62 people in the room? 62 minus 1, 2, 3, 4. Minus 5 lah. 5 of us. So it's, yeah, siapa ni?
Hi, my name is Juliana.
Okay. Juliana, go ahead.
Nak tanya soalan dekat Raika.
Ya, tanya je. Hai Juliana.
Hi.
Actually cikgu kena banyak bercakap tau. Sebab kalau semua pendek. Actually cikgu kalau kena interview kena banyak bercakap. So korang kena bagi always talkative lah. If you can't talk, if you are not teacher, you need to talk a lot, right? Okay, teruskan.
Nak tanya, kan boleh tak share pengalaman jadi cikgu masa first year? Kan Raika kan education dalam chemistry tapi dapat matematik kan? Boleh tak share macam mana? Apa perasaan masa tu? Lepas tu dengan satu lagi, macam mana nak melayakkan kita untuk dapat posting lepas habis degree? Tu je soalan saya.
Okay. Satu adalah berkaitan dengan kena ikut saluran yang betul semasa you kena posting. Maksudnya you kena mohonlah tunggu SPM. Sebenarnya untuk memudahkan, cuba try ke PPD untuk try tengok ada tak kekosongan sebagai guru ganti. Okay. After that, sementara tunggu 3-4 bulan tak dapat kerja tu, baik mohon sebagai guru ganti, but the salary quite kecil lah. Tak apa, pengalaman. Okay. Lepas tu dari situ, you cuba update bila dapat posting. Sebab right now, we are in the situation of same as doctor. Doktor pun sekarang nak dapatkan housemanship pun susah. We have the same course. So, jangan tahu fikirkan bila saya nak dapat pekerjaan. Sebab right now, we are open market. Ingat, kita bukan confirm dapat kerja selepas posted. We are open market. Ada siapa yang colleague dah 7 bulan, hampir setahun tak dapat kerja. So, dia kerja dengan hotel, baru kena panggil posted. So, it's okay. It's very common. So, sekarang ni, bukan nak cakap apa, tapi sekarang duit tak ada kan. Guru sekarang ni sebab apa? One of the factor is because sekarang ni kita orang boleh pencen 60 tahun. So, berlambatkan guru untuk tunggu pencen tersebut menyebabkan ramai guru masih padat bagi kemasukan guru. We still have teacher until 60 years old. So, kena bersabar untuk kena posted. So, actually, if you really like to teach, try to mohon swasta atau mana-mana private dulu. Ataupun try to get experience from the like Aida, you try to send your resume to Aida first. Try to get resume.
Betul.
Sometimes memang kita tahu fikir nak mengajar kerajaan. Saya sekarang ni kerja kerajaan pun terfikir baik swasta, you know. It's different.
Raika, can I also let you know, kat sekolah saya pun a few teacher they actually they actually apply for the job. Of course, because private we have contract teachers lah. You know,
Mm.
we don't do so much on part-time because part-time like Michael, you know lah, the salary punya scale memang jauh
True.
beza. Tapi we do look for we do take in teachers sebab you ada degree education. But there's a of course there's a risk of you breach the contract sebab kalau kerajaan dah issue letter kata oh you are selected for posting or anything, then you may have to have what do you call that, make a decision lah. But I think that ramai cikgu yang dah bekerja dengan sekolah kami, maybe they have been there for a year, for 2 years, they of course feel like ayah susah hati nak but this is up to you. Everyone has the rights to make a choice. Okay, you want to stay, we welcome. Okay, you want to go, okay, we look into how we can support. Of course, it's rugi lah to the company because we have trained you, we wanted you to stay on. But I think it is something, again, you need to communicate, you need to be open and honest about what you have, like you are waiting for a posting from the kerajaan, but you do not want to waste your time, you want to actually engage in a school environment, then you can tell that to your company, to the private school, and then if they still want to take you in, I think you can be on a more on a different contract, but different school, different story, so you might want to discuss it, but do not be afraid to go for it. I think that is the most important thing, because if you open yourself up to any possibility, like just like I learned Japanese because I'm interested, because I'm just wanted to understand more. It brought me so far. It brought me to Japan. Okay, I've been to Japan for at least 4 times now. It's all being sponsored. I'm not saying that I can get free trade. It's not like that. It's because people see you with that ability. They they provide you the opportunity. So I think it's really up to you how you want to make your doors open. So definitely I would say go for it. Don't be afraid. Go for it. If it didn't work out, maybe because you have gone to this interview and people recognize you and people recommend you to another person or another company, or someone in the kerajaan will see that, actually this is a name that has come up a few times, then you might get it earlier than you expected. So memang I feel that, I think Zuliana got one more question for Riker,
there's another
right?
question for
First
Riker.
year.
What is your first experience teaching in the first year?
I think I want to add one thing to Ida also. It's about risk.
Sorry, Riker. I need to stop you for a while. Let me do a time check for everyone. Sekarang 3:28. I actually promised 3:30 finish. Boleh tak kita expand kejap? As in until let's cap it at 3:45. Anyone okay with it? Okay, good. The thumbs up sign. Thank you. So Riker, continue.
I think one of the things, if you become a government also, there's also a risk there, when you become a government, you may be posted at Pulau. I'm not saying it's a really reality. I'm not saying that you may be posted at Pulau there. There are a lot of Pulau here at Sabah here. There are a lot of Pulau also at Sarawak. It's very common, but don't be scared. There is a risk in everything. You don't think that it's quite risky. Okay, no worry. Just like follow whichever path that you can do it. Okay, no worries.
Yeah. Just like
And
me
my
lah,
first year,
How
first
do
year,
you
I
teach
think
first year?
no need lah. I think no need to tell you about my first year. Like surprise for you. Different people, different experience. You cannot compare your experience with other. You have to learn about it. Different people, different experience. I'm not going to say my experience at teaching at SMK Segama same with those with teaching at Sekolah Menengah Sains, same with Sekolah Menengah Ulu-Ulu, same with SMK Hutan Weh, Hutan De, with SMK high ranking one. It's different people. So I cannot share mine because different people, different experience. Enjoy it. Make it a surprise for you. It's okay.
Cantik
No worry.
jawapan
Just
tu.
follow it.
Cantik jawapan tu, because this is also another lesson learned, not just in education, but also in life in general. You can listen to other people's stories, inspirations, but then remember there's another side of it. Banyak cerita-cerita kejayaan tu mungkin yang lebih menarik cerita-cerita tentang kegagalan. Kenapa mereka gagal, apa yang mereka dah cuba. Probably that is a
Tip of an
pathway.
iceberg.
Yeah,
Yep.
just keep it open. Okay. Ada dua komen in the chat box. Hakimah said, but IPG students guarantee get a job. Okay. Anyone can, and then Zuliana comment, my brother, dia kena posting pedalaman Sarawak tahap 3. Okay, so anyone want to comment? I think Raikel might be good to comment on this.
Yeah, IPG student confirm kena posting because why? Because in one district, we have 45 sekolah rendah and we have 7 sekolah menengah. You understand, right? We have 7 sekolah menengah, but we have 45 sekolah rendah. 45 sekolah rendah is a lot. And the sekolah rendah is not in one center. The hujung dunia one, then another hujung dunia, another part of another hujung dunia also one. You know, it's very common. It's very common IPG. And one more, another thing is IPG. How to say? Secondary teacher expected can teach every subject. You have to remember that. For I mean primary teacher expected to teach the whole subject and expected to teach whole subject. For secondary teacher, we are more formal, mean that we have more formal
specific.
educations.
Yeah.
So we have chemistry, we have a specific teacher to teach chemistry. How many in one district take chemistry subject? You have to remember that. How many, like even the Form 6 right now to take chemistry, almost all Form 6 chemistry purpose already, you know, because no student want to take the subject. So it's don't compare with the school, compare with the subject availability. Okay, no worry, because secondary, if primary, you graduated, you can teach music, you can teach PJ, you can teach mathematics, you can teach science, language, everything. But for secondary, we are different. We have more formal education need to be given to the students. So if there is a chemistry or physics kekosongan, then we'll be asked to. If we tak ada, we have to masuk to other line lah. Okay, but it's okay, never mind. If tak panggil, kena panggil posted, kena tidak panggil posted, try to apply. Because I'm not a government agency, I'm just a teacher, I'm a government servant only. Try to ask about Minister of Education bila ada kekosongan, everything. Okay, I think most of they will try to help you. No worry, Minister of Education will try always have a step to help you lah. No worries.
Okay, Raikel, I'm
Okay.
going to move on to the next section. But
Okay.
probably you can respond to one comment kat chat box through chat. Because I think dia punya soalan tu dia follow up to your response. So probably you can just type in chat kot.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's move on to the last part of the session today. But before I start, we're going to start with Aida, I think. Round 3 kan?
Okay.
Yeah. Aida, Raikel, and then Rona. Rona, you're closing the session. So let me share my screen kejap because I need to show you this item. This is what this is why this class is held today. Because banyak-banyak benda yang kita share tadi, it all leads to one item. You have to start thinking about this. So this pernah tengok kan? Hopefully everyone pernah tengok. Is what we call National Philosophy of Education ataupun Falsafah Pendidikan Kebangsaan. I want you to spend at least the following minute to read through. Let me read it also. Pendidikan di Malaysia adalah suatu usaha berterusan ke arah memperkembangkan lagi potensi individu. Now recall what our speakers have told you just now, have shared with you just now. Secara menyeluruh dan bersepadu untuk mewujudkan insan yang seimbang dan harmonis dari segi intelek, rohani, emosi dan jasmani berdasarkan kepercayaan dan kepatuhan kepada Tuhan. Usaha ini adalah bagi melahirkan rakyat Malaysia yang berilmu pengetahuan, berketerampilan, berakhlak mulia, bertanggungjawab dan berkeupayaan mencapai kesejahteraan diri serta memberi sumbangan terhadap keharmonian dan kemakmuran keluarga, masyarakat dan negara. So if you read through this particular falsafah, everything that our speakers have shared, contohnya dari Aida side, You need to think about the emotional aspect. You need to understand what happens at home. From Rona side, you need to make sure that apa yang you as an educator, you kena be clear about what you need to deliver. From Riker side, he emphasizes this throughout his session tadi, open market. Be very open to, contohnya you will measure A tapi disuruh ajar B. So and then I think Riker and Aida mentioned this point, the individual is important. So falsafah pendidikan kebangsaan kita ceritakan pasal potensi individu. So potensi individu tu dari berapa aspek penting. Nombor 1 jasmani, nombor 2 emosi, nombor 3 rohani, nombor 4 intellect. I think Jerry. Okay. Four concepts. So now this is the spicy moment, the critical moment that we for the session, because I want you to start thinking about what's happening today. So kalau kat sistem pendidikan kita sekarang, kita terima banyak komen-komen tentang kita tak mengajar student dengan baik. Kalau time COVID ni mungkin student tak dapat dapat belajar sebab mereka tak ada device, internet tak baik. Cerita Benoah last year is a very big example of how one student has to climb a tree to actually finish off one exam. So banyak soalan kat sana. Kita boleh tanya contohnya, why is it that you are not in uni? Why is and so on and so forth. So I hope to close off this session today, probably we can hear from the speakers. Apakah yang mereka fikirkan tentang isu-isu kritikal sistem pendidikan kita pada hari ini? So Aida, to you.
Right, thank you, Doria. I think now can I touch on one point, especially I think this is something that we all experience since the beginning of the era of COVID. All right, and I will link this to social media because we use it every day. Okay, everyone has a social media account. Okay, and I think this will also links to how I look, how it links to my my area in terms of you know, supporting the student. Now, what is the connection here? I would say critical thinking. You will receive a lot of information. We are actually information overloaded. Okay, we are overloaded with information that is from social media, that is from the internet. Okay, and it is how you actually use your knowledge, okay, your experience, and also how knowledge is important, because the more you read, the more you are exposed to for example written paper, okay, or statistic or report that are confirmed. Okay, you will have the how to say, you will have you will have more confidence in determine or in critical thinking. This is something that I feel that the current education, or the current issues that coming through all these fake news, or you know, rumors online, that you may need to as an educator, as a teacher, or even as the leaders of the future, I think you need to really look into having all these skills to determine. You will not be able to stop people accessing social media. Okay, it's just the same thing as the young children. I'm not sure you have all the first year students here, but probably in the future you will have your own family. Okay, you will have young children. You will become a teacher where you teach young children, young adults, right? And how do you, and because now everything shifts to online. All right, you might be using a handphone to come on this meeting. You might be using an iPad, you might be using a laptop, but you will also, and internet is open to everyone. So how do you actually equip yourself in terms of the, you know, the knowledge and skill and experience to have a better look at information that is shared to you, even in WhatsApp? Right, people share all the forwarded messages of this, that. how do you actually determine, how do you actually look at all these things and you process yourself? That is actually how critical it is to be an educator, because you will be teaching your student. One thing I want to share here is also I want to highlight, okay, if you look at the national philosophy, you look at individual, all right, and you want to, they use the word in English, if you translate the whole philosophy, they use the word holistic and integrated, okay? What do you mean by holistic? It's a wholesome, it's a overall. You can't be looking at just one part. So same as you being a teacher, okay, my experience in terms of getting students, you will have national player basketball, but he's not good at probably, not good at maths or not good at science, but how do you support him? So he can pass all the subject, but he's also very busy with, trainings and everything. So as an educator, as a school, how do you support that? Because you need to understand, probably he just need the basic minimum, okay, maybe all C's. But you need to support. If you say no, cannot, you need to stay at school and complete all the homework, complete all the complete all the assignment, then to make sure that you do what you need. But you are not supporting him as an individual, because his talent or his commitment in terms of basketball or golf or running, is there. So you need to support. Okay, you know that his training is in the morning. Let him come in after his training. Let him rest. Come in at night and support him in terms of what did he need to be supported. So that looks at the whole the individual in a different way, not just academic. So I feel that as all of you here first year, you may not see that yet, and it's falsafah of pendidikan maybe is just a definition to you, but as you grow, as you teach, all right, as you learn along the way, you will find all the words you will connect the dots and slowly make it more meaningful in your own way, all right, in your own way. So whether you are a teacher in a sekolah rendah, okay, SMK hutan-hutan ke, or a teacher or assistant in a sekolah menengah, or you decided to continue to study or things like that, I feel that, as long as you recognize your passion, focus on that, you'll definitely get where you want. So I think that's all for me, Doria. Sorry, I might take a bit too long, but I think that's a few points I wanted to highlight.
Thank you so much to highlight, because we talk about this, I think, in the previous few classes. What is budaya ilmu? If I can highlight again to everyone, check back on your notes previously. You have a lot of knowledge. Yes, it is true. You are like a dictionary walking around. Don't use the knowledge to good use. If you don't put the knowledge to good use, you might as well not have the knowledge at all. So this is what Aida is trying to highlight. Dapat ilmu tu tak semestinya you faham. When you faham, you kena buat and use it in the good way. So again, it comes back to what we learned last week, Taoism. Also talking about how do you use knowledge? What is the difference between being knowledgeable and being wise? So you have to think about it also. So thank you, Aida. Raikel?
Yeah, okay. Now my turn. I will be very fast, no hurry. I share my PowerPoint first.
Boleh.
Okay. Okay. Here's my. Can see,
Can.
Okay. Now, previously, the three key issues facing the Malaysia education system right now. The first one is difference between teaching creativity and creative teaching. Okay, what's the difference between teaching creativity and creative teaching? Okay, if you want to know the difference is you have to spot the difference. Who is doing the creativity, whether the students or the teacher. You know what happened in our education right now is the teacher are more creative, but student is less creative. You understand, right? The teacher, like they ask the teacher to do more in creative. We are developing the creative to a teacher, not to the students right now. So that's the problem right now. So that's people will ask me what is innovation. Innovation is like it's very simple, like in the mathematics. I ask you to find the area of a square or rectangle. You have different way of finding the area. That's what we call as innovation. The students can find a 3-way, 4-way, or 5-way of finding the rectangle, the area of rectangle. That's happened right now. That's what we want in creativity in the students. We want to develop the creativity in the student there. Okay, that's the most important because not teacher, they know what they want to do like this, do like that. They are more creative, but they don't know whether got impact to the students. We need both sides. We need the teacher to be creative, but the students also much more important, more creative. Okay, that's the first part for issue. The second part will be a very fast only, no very.
Tak apa. Dah lepas pun, I
This
think
is
we are enjoying the moment. So
this is one of the 2008 syllabus for mathematics for year 12. Year 12 is Australia is around 17, 16, 17, like that. So you see, this is 5 method of solution quadratic equation. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5.
itulah.
Number 5, using technology. We never recognize calculator in our syllabus previously when we study mathematics and finding the x value, right? That one also cikgu secara belakang curi-curi ajar kamu macam mana nak cari nilai x to check the answer. But in Australian mathematics syllabus, they recognize it. They even do it in, this is the Cambridge one, the book textbook. They even put it inside the book there, the solution, how to find it. More than that, so that when they want the student more serious in finding using the technology, they give them the exercise. They even have the exercise. How you use the calculator, how you use the technology to find the value of x in the quadratic equation. If we learn quadratic equation during our school there, we curi find the value of x using the calculator, right? That's what happened to our education system. But right now it's quite good because the new KSSM, we consider using the GeoGebra already. What I want to mention here is, in this 21st century, we should not evaluate our student only the ability to test a question, to answer a test question. We supposedly measure how they master the digital skill. We need to know, we have to teach the student how to use Google Meet, how to use Zoom, how to use calculator, how to find the right source, how to find the past year question at internet there. We need to teach them, okay? How to use GeoGebra, dynamic, everything we need to teach them because digital skill is the thing that people search for right now for work, right? For career, something like that. Okay, that's the second issue. The third issue is, this is what happened. Teacher focus on more examination result and also inspection by education officer. You know, we're waiting for education officer come, okay, want to expect. Because of this, how to say, perspective, we have the perception of students as a number. Student is a number. Mean that how many students pass is very important number. How many students get A is very important numbers. You understand, right? We have to calculate how many students get pass, how many students get A, how many students can follow the inspection, how many we like putting the student in a number, represent the student in number. So actually we have to thought that student is a human being. We cannot value some human by using a number. Okay, we cannot like value the emotional of students in the number form. That's very important. So that's the 3 issue for me. The first will be the creativity of the students and the teacher. Second will be the digital. And the third will be try to avoid focusing the student as a number. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Raikel. Rona, to you.
Okay, how? All right. So Well, basically what Alda and what Reichel mentions, it's all what I have in my mind as well. So I just add on a little bit. If I look into like let's say look into private type of setting, right? In terms of private type of settings, I would say that a lot of times that actually we find that managements will I don't know about Alda's side, but our side is like number of students. So they because it's a very concern because that's how we survive, right? Private sectors, that's how we
Same here, Rona. Same here.
yeah.
Number
So
of students. Yeah.
that's how the account survive out the schools, right? So that's how we get to operate. So one of the things that actually we are facing is also when it comes to this type of topics that comes in, so it become like the whole education system. Sometimes we focus best on KPIs. We focus on standards. Instead of, if you look back to the falsafah pendidikan, instead of the holistic of the whole individual's learning abilities, their talents, their potentials, right? We are too focused on the KPIs that we want to achieve, the standards that we want to achieve to maintain the reputations and so on. So for me, that it shouldn't be it has to be a things that we will look into as well, but it shouldn't be the whole focus of it. So as a educators or as a educators, that someone that educates, it's the thing about that how much is your learners or your students is learning from you, how much you deliver for them, deliver that information to them, how much they have learned from you, right? And how much can they use this knowledge to actually do some innovations, to actually do some to actually apply it on their daily lives, right? When we talk about educations, for me, it's like it's not only about in schools. It's not only about the things that you learn right now, like you are more on chemia, right? Educations in chemia, chemistries, right? So it's not about you are focusing only on chemistry subjects or only on chemistries things, because you can see all of us it's also sesat right now. So so it's a thing that where you, for me, education is the thing that you help someone to actually realize their potential, to realize their talents, right? It's not only pushing them to like, okay, you must score A, you must score this one, so that you can be, of course, you will have more opportunity if you have better scores and so on. But then in beyond that, if you see beyond that, education is where it shaped the whole community or even the country, the cultures of the countries. So for me, if you look at that way, you are actually shaping your community, right? Or we are shaping the whole Malaysia. So it shouldn't be just focusing on that one thing, on that KPIs and so on, but focus on how do you bring up the students. So like what Alda and Reichel mentions about critical thinkings, right? Reading books, right? And also supporting talents, and about think about some creative teachings that can actually fit into your classrooms, right? That students can actually enjoy your sessions. That's one thing about delivering informations. You have to know how to catch their attentions and also retain their attentions and retain their that knowledge in them, so that they will actually know that, oh, okay, even after years, when they do something or when they face some issues or so on, they will think like, last time my teacher taught me about this, so probably we can use that kind of concept, right? So that is what we want to bring in education. That is about education, right? So of course, not only focus on exam, it have to focus on the development of the individual. It is the whole holistics of that person's, right? Okay, I think that's all from me. Did I end it off?
Yeah, thank you so much, Rona. Fortunately, I record the whole session because I really like the lessons that all three of you shared. If I can repeat that, I think I catch on 6 points rather than only 3. Number 1, creative thinking from Ida. Number 2, creativity, kita ni sibuk-sibuk suruh cikgu mengajar kreativiti, tapi kita tak ingat sebenarnya student yang kena kreatif, bukan cikgu. The tools and the methods is actually one way of bringing the students knowledge out. Number 3, digital skills. As Raika mentioned just now, I like the part where you talk about teaching how to use Google Meet, Google Document. Google Document is something that we just explore. So I hope the students here will enjoy to use the document. That's how you do group work when you cannot meet everyone in the COVID class. I mean, because of COVID. And then student is not a number. Same as what Rona mentioned. KPI is not everything. You also need to highlight other aspects as well. And finally, be very smart on delivering and getting the students' attention, delivering information. So rather than me doing the closing, I think I want to bring in Dr. Hadijah, our macam lecturer from the previous time. So Dr. Hadijah, the floor is yours.
Student right now.
Well, I feel old.
No, young at heart. There's never such a word as old.
Well, well, I'm really interested looking at I mean the four of you have flourished, are still passionate in teaching. When it comes true, because because I think it's really important to be passionate, because whether you like it or not, when it comes to teaching, we are not actually teaching the student about content knowledge. Sometimes we teach them value, and those value is the things that student will remember most, sometimes will benefit most in their life, rather than the things that they learn about quadratic equation. If you ask me about quadratic equation, I feel like aku pernah belajar ke dulu, you know. But I learned, you know, about values from my teachers, about not giving up when things are the hardest, especially at this moment. If we show to the students that we are always be there for them during trial times like this, challenging times, they will learn that, you know, valuable lesson that cannot be translated from textbook, I think.
Textbook.
Yeah, textbook. Something we are, you know, we are developing human being. We are not teaching
Yes.
them about things per se, but rather than other things. For me, that is really important, and it is quite difficult to translate how we teach value, because most of the time they learn value from our action, and then sometimes we fail to sometimes we overlook this part. I think I myself, I think overlook this part. Sometimes we teach them, okay, you have to do this and that, but we do otherwise. But in the end you wonder, kenapa lah pelajar ni ikut, you know, this kind of thing, the action that we don't want them to do. But whereas they actually learn from us about those action, whether we realizing or not. I think Dr. Doria, I think we have shared certain kind of sentiments in this case, but I think for future teachers, it's really important for you to be passionate and to be able to adjust to the times. Like myself, I never thought that I would be in the situation whereby I have to learn how to do a video untuk mengajar. So video making is not easy, but I challenge myself to learn how to create video for teachings, and students who learn from me in asas pedagogy. I think I will meet you guys, inshallah, if you are
this will be one of your future lecturers next semester.
Asas pedagogy. I teach them about how to use Padlet, how to use Genially, how to create videos, how to create online assessment, you know, those kind of things. And those kind of things is not in the syllabus. And you look at the course outline, cakap, Doktor, some of my students ask me, Doktor, tak ada pun dalam ni ajar genially. I cakap, there are strategies kan, strategi mengajar. So, masuk dalam tu lah, you know, those kind of thing. But I think that's all from me. For my future students, insyaAllah,
Yeah.
some of you be passionate, be agile, be flexible, be open-minded, I think, when it comes to the challenges that we are facing. And it's really important I think it's really important to be passionate in teaching. After all, we are teachers.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Dr. Adijah. Very happy to see to show actually kita ni dah like become something or become someone. Yay, pandai ni bermuka.
I don't. Even though I tak pernah ngajar Aida or Raika, but seeing Rona, I mean,
It brings back
suddenly,
memories.
yes. I think you kelas, siapa siapa ada budak kelas tu? Tapi I remember nama dia translated in Malay, mutiara yang bergemerlapan. So kalau dalam bahasa Cina, I tak tahu apa. Kan?
Oh,
Siapa yang...
Pink?
I tak tahu siapa nama dia. Tapi dia ingat nama dia unik. Dan dia cakap, hey, kita tanyalah dalam kelas kan. Dia cakap, nama you kalau dalam bahasa Melayu ni, apa maksudnya? Dia kata, dengan gaya dia, mutiara yang bergemerlapan. So I remember. Mutiara bergemerlapan lah.
So class, that's what happened. When you teach a lot of students, you will remember certain things about your students. Tak kisahlah benda besar ke benda kecil ke. So thanks Dr. Hadijah for the sharing just now. Now class, we have reached the end of the session. Tapi nanti dulu because kita ni tak ambil attendance lagi. So my attendance this week for everyone is this exercise. So you know what to do. Scan the QR code. Go to the page. The page is a padded page actually. So I want you to give us a quick feedback lah, because I'm going to share this with the speakers later. Write down what is the one point you think is best about the class. Write down one point that you think can be better done in future classes, because again, I'll be repeating this exercise to other students as well. And then write down your keywords that you learned this week. I think banyak keyword yang kita orang share tadi, values lah, OBE lah, creativity lah. So everyone okay? Dah scan QR code? Okay. Positif. Nanti I akan bagi the link in the to your Haziqs. For your information, the two class rep nama dia sama, bunyi dia sama, Haziq dengan Haziq. So tapi spelling dia tak sama. So the two Haziqs will get the link later, and then they will share it with you. So last round, can I get a screenshot of everyone? Because I just want to keep. I tak sangka yang, I mean, this class is so well executed because of you guys lah. I mean, the students who are listening in, and then the speakers who actually share a lot actually. So can I request everyone to switch on your macam camera lah, so I can try to ambil like one screenshot.
Hey, nice to see all the
finally see you
all the
guys.
camera on. Hello.
So this is the pakar guru.
Yeah. So can everyone buka your camera?
Maybe in the future, Raiko, you will see them in interview. Hey,
Future Raika, future Aida,
you.
future Rona. So ready? I think first page belum lagi. Sorry ya guys, we are exceeding our time, like berapa kali exceed. Okay. Adam, Shamil, Amalin, Anis, ready? I'm going to start screenshotting soon. Okay. 1, 2, 3. First page. Okay, wait, hold on. Now let me go to the second page. Second page macam tak buka je. Third page, semua malu Okay lah. Then I stick with first
Tak
page.
boleh malu.
Itulah, cikgu kena bercakap. So okay. Again, final round. For those who show camera, 1, 2. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. For today's class, don't forget for the Padlet page, and then yang paling penting, your assignment lepas ni. I want to see a summary of the what's happening today and what you have learned. Yeah. So to the speakers, Aida, Raikel, Rona, thank you so much.
For having
Yeah, 2 hours.
Okay, thank you
Dr.
for
Hadijah,
inviting
thank you for
us.
coming. I hope everyone enjoys your time and enjoy the rest of the day. Bye, guys.
Okay, stay safe, everyone.
Thank you.